Hi everybody. Welcome back to Carla Astrology. Um Today I just want to I don't know, chat. I had an interesting phone call this morning that made me think about some stuff. So I'm holding my phone because I want to show you something. So I hope I don't make anybody dizzy. So anyway, the phone call was, I guess, Maria and I had a troll in our live yesterday. And this individual or individuals were, thought that we were talking about, our own personal ascension, as referring to the Golden Gate, which personally, I think all you got to do is look up Golden Gate and you'll realize that it is symbolic of something bigger that's within ourselves. It's not that I don't think we really have to explain it, but I got to thinking about it. One, like, why would anybody care about our own personal spirituality? I mean, I try not to judge someone else's spiritual path. Why? Because it doesn't have anything to do with me. If it did, well, then I would, like if it was affecting me, then I would, maybe have a talk with that person. But, or if I'm, severely concerned that maybe, maybe there's something else going on or whatever, that maybe they would hurt themselves, without getting into great detail about maybe their spiritual beliefs or whatever. But other than that, I feel we all have opinions. And that's probably never going to stop. But a spiritual opinion, like having an opinion on somebody's spiritual path, how do you know what their spiritual path is? Unless you can actually like stand in their body and like see everything they're seeing and feel everything that they're thinking. I mean, do you really know what their beliefs are? I doubt it. And so I think, whatever the intention is for the opinion or whatever, is it really well informed unless you are standing in their shoes? So I really don't let opinions like that bother me. But I did want to clarify that what yesterday was, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday. Menopause fog. The ascension that we're talking about, let me turn this around real quick here. I think I can turn it around. Okay, here we are. I had to stop it because I am also phone illiterate. So the Golden Gate. So the ancients called this circuit path made around the galactic equator the Gate of the Gods, or the Golden Gate. The Orion constellation sits in the opposite direction, which would be considered the anti-galactic center. The ancients called this circuit path the Gate of Man, or the Silver Gate. Ophiuchus and Orion are mirror images of opposing polarity. Together, they represent the ascending path through the Gate of Man, meeting at the Gate of the Gods. The many ascension stages we endure to reach our spiritual magnum opus are the stages of humanity going through these sequences of consciousness gateways. So, I mean, and it goes on to talk more about, what the silver and the gold gate are, and, the Ancients Association. But when I got to this part right here, let's see, the Magnus Opus. So it's like we reach our spiritual Magnus Opus. So then I clicked on that. Ancient alchemists have written that the goal of the great work is to perfect any substance, creation, or situation through its transformation back into its essential divinity. So, okay, so what that's telling me is that is a form of going back to the Godhead. And I feel like Earth is, a part of that. Earth is alive. And personally, I believe that Earth goes through ascension stages. So that's what the Golden Gate and the Silver Gate is about. I like I said, it's really easy to look up. For anybody that has any questions, it's really easy. I mean, and obviously, the internet, who knows? This is the Ascension Glossary. I mean, who knows where they got their information? So there's no right or wrong, and nobody's telling you how to nobody's telling you how to be spiritual. But this is representation of, I look at it like the tree of life, and we associate the tree of life also with tarot. It has its purpose, and it's just an aid. And so the ancients like are looking at this way bigger, as far as like let me get back to you in here in a second. I'm gonna turn the camera around again. I believe the ancients, their reasoning might have been something that I may not completely comprehend, because I mean, hello, I wasn't alive in that time. My consciousness probably was. In fact, I believe it was. So, and if I was to get into what I think about ascension, like for myself personally, it is, it may not happen until I die. It would be great if it happened before I died. But for me, that is, you got to go through the dark to get to the light. So I feel like for myself, I'm in a 3D physical form, but my consciousness is existing, into all these different dimensions. And the more I am in touch with my consciousness and aware when I am in my consciousness, is like, oh, I had some, what is that? Fuzz. Look at me, grandma fuzz. But anyway, so like ascension would be, like ultimate, having the flow of the universe flow through me, becoming totally a part of the universe, being connected to everything. And like feeling that in and out, and there's no blockage in my body. It's like the Kundalini awakening. And I know personally that I'm not there, but I feel like all of this is like, is aiding me in how I seek, and who cares what I seek for, I mean, I feel like we all have our own spiritual journey, and each one is probably going to be different, because I mean, my personal belief is that when we're on the other side waiting to incarnate, that we map all of it out, and we have these lessons that we need to learn, and hopefully we learn them. So myself, hopefully I don't have to come and do it again. Maybe I can help others from the other side. And that's just my personal belief. And if my personal beliefs are giving you like irritating you, I don't know, maybe why would they irritate you? I feel like, maybe don't worry about my spiritual beliefs unless they are interfering with yours. Then talk to me about it. Talk to me about it. I'm pretty open. I'll talk to anybody. And yeah, I mean, maybe that's just something you got to work out for yourself, So, and anyway, enough of that. But I did think there have been times where, maybe like somebody said something that irritated me about, like a spiritual matter or something. And the one thing that I thought about, really the only thing that ever has really bothered me, and I'm going to turn the camera around again, so I got to stop it. Sorry about that. I can see where that would come in, like this, where they might say that the right-hand path is that white magic. So I'm just adding like my little thoughts on this as I'm reading it. Other occultists have criticized this definition, believing that the left-right dichotomy refers merely to different kinds of working and does not necessarily connote good or bad magical actions. Absolutely. See, I agree with that. Other practitioners state the difference between the two is that the desired outcome of the right is to be beside God and serve him, while the left believe in self-deification and bow to no one. Okay, see, I'm right in the middle there, because to me, God is our consciousness, and I believe we're all connected to it. But I don't serve it. I don't worship it. I talk to it. It is me. Okay, so while the left believes in self-deification and bow to no one. So does that make me left because I believe that? So, but yet, I mean, maybe because I am a light worker, people think I'm more, but who cares what other people think, right? Yeah, see, that to me, that is gatekeeping. Yeah, so that's probably, I don't know, maybe somebody wouldn't like that I have that opinion. But yeah, I don't let anybody tell me what I believe. And just like I'm not going to tell you what to believe, I feel like that's between you and your higher self. So, let's see. Yeah, okay, so just from that right there, that tells me that, hello, I sit right in the middle, so I'm not going to be one or the other. So, hopefully, I wanted to make that short, and I feel like, everybody gets a troll here and there, so I don't think too much about it, but, I definitely wanted to, clarify, the whole thing that we were talking about with trying to search for the Golden Gate. And I don't really even think it's a matter of searching for the Golden Gate. It's more of, we were just looking at, like, when, somebody sees that the full moon is in Taurus, or, that creates certain energies. So certain workings that you want to perform, are going to be more prevalent maybe to do it in those times. Maybe you're going to get a better result for what it is you're trying to accomplish. So we were thinking that the Golden Gate has got a lot of powerful energy, because if you look at it, it is associated with the Kundalini awakening. So the earth is like close to that, whatever the energy that it is at that moment. I guess it would probably be interesting to check out Earth's Watchman. He has he does daily videos where he is like, he monitors the Earth's resonance, and I do believe that it is a lot higher. And I have my personal beliefs on that too. I think that Earth is been going through an ascension. Like, there are those people that believe that the Earth is going through an ascension, which means, or it's already gone through one, and that when it hits 5D, that you'll have people that are existing in the 5D, but you're still going to have people existing in the 3D, and they're just going to kind of like, I think I see it happening now, honestly. Like, for me, I feel like that's like you're trying to talk to somebody and they're just not, they don't hear you. They don't hear you. I feel like that's a frequency thing, because they're zoning you out, and they're not going to hear anything that you say. And if you're irritating them, they're probably going to hear something totally different than what you're saying, because they just want you to not talk. And you know what? I know how that is, because I am an INFJ, and usually I like to talk about stuff that makes people uncomfortable. But I can't help it. That's where my mind goes. I like to talk about the stuff that's outside of the box, because I'm a seeker. I'm never going to stop seeking. And, information is available to us. It's at the, fingertips. You can, read a book, get on the computer, talk to your fellow man. I think that's where I get most of my, the stuff that I just go, whoa, because not everybody has access to the same, or they haven't, come across it, like the same materials that you've read. So it's like when you talk to somebody that has, read something else that you haven't, and of course they have their own idea of what they've read, their own opinions, they share that with you, and it just expands, And I feel like, we divide ourselves, we separate ourselves, from, connecting with each other, just because it's, whatever, you don't like the person, or you just don't care what other people think, period. See, I'm not like that. I feel like I want to know. I want to know what you're thinking, and what got you there. What's the thought process behind it? And there's no judgment, because I know I'm quirky, and I know if somebody was to stand in my shoes and was able to put themselves in my body, like take possession of it, they'd go, good Lord, Carla. Then if you want to come at me and say, then I'd be like, okay. But until you are able to do that, I mean, seriously, that to me would be an uninformed opinion. And it don't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I guess there's no nice way to put it. It just doesn't bother me. That's actually probably nice. Because at first I thought, really? Is that what we were saying? I knew we weren't saying that, but some people, they just don't they go looking for negative stuff or whatever. But that's all I wanted to say. Got a lot of stuff going on, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and thanks for listening to my rant. All right, I love you guys.